Today we're not talking about anything educational. We're just going to be like two best friends having an earnest conversation about our struggles, about our loneliness, of being an international student, of being a migrant in Australia. No matter what visa you're on, student visa, working visa, or sponsorship visa, we all came here for the same reason, to build our dream life in a dream country, Australia. But moving to another country and studying abroad is not easy. It doesn't just require strong finances, it requires strong mental health. How many times have you cried in your rented room? How many times have you asked yourself if you made the right decisions? How many times have you thought about the good time that you had with your friends and family back in your home country? And how many times have you wanted to leave Australia, leave your job and leave your goals behind, just to go back to the life where you were surrounded by family? If you felt that crushing, suffocating loneliness since moving here, if you've been doubting your decision, I need you to know that you are not the only one. I'm Kali, an international student on my way to permanent residency in Australia through employer sponsorship, and I've been through those days too. But we made it here today, step by step towards our goals. I'm already so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself too. Today, we're taking the mask off. We're going to talk about the reality of being an international student in Australia, the guilt of feeling lonely, and how you can pull yourself out of it so you can actually build the life here, the career, and the PR that you came here for. I'm going to tell you the reality of international students in Australia that you are facing. You open Instagram and what do you see? International students posing in front of a Sydney opera house, drinking coffee in aesthetic Melbourne cafes, or laughing with a big group of friends at unis. But what you don't see is what happens after the camera turns off. You don't see the silent, the crowded share houses. You don't see someone eating 2 minute noodles at 11 p.m. after their second hospitality shift. And definitely you don't see the nights spent crying in a tiny room. People want to show the good side of their life, but they want to keep the sad side for themselves. When you first arrive, it's the honeymoon phase. Everything is new and exciting, but then week 3 and 4 hits. The reality drop. Suddenly, you are carrying what I usually call the triple burden: study, work, and visa pressure. You feel like you have to start your study journey from the scratch. Then you have to rush to your casual job where you might be underpaid or treated like you are invisible. And hovering above all of this is the constant ticking clock of your visa. Back in your home country, you studied and communicated in your own language, but here you have to study, communicate, present, and try to understand assignments in a second language. Especially when you are new to the country and the culture, you might feel embarrassed about your accent or feel like you are behind compared to your classmates. I'm Vietnamese, a country where English is not commonly spoken in daily life. And on the first day I arrived in Sydney airport, I couldn't even understand the border officer saying, "How are you going, mate?" in Australian accent, even though I had good English grades at school. In that moment, I felt lost. I wasn't capable as I thought I was. Besides studying, you have to work casually to support your life. As international students or migrants, we don't have local qualifications or experience yet. We often have to start our careers from a very bottom. That means casual jobs that we might not enjoy, where we might be underpaid, treated unfairly, or constantly worrying about getting enough shifts. Even if you hate your job, you still have to show up to your roster because it's the only way to earn money to cover your living expenses. And in the back of your mind, that's always your family. Your parents sacrificed so much to send you here. Maybe they sold property, took out loans, or spent their life savings so you could have this amazing opportunity in Australia. Because of that, you feel guilty asking them for money. And sometimes you can't accept the truth that you feel miserable in the country that's supposed to be your dream. And finally, there is the visa pressure. Visas only allow you to stay for a limited time, sometimes just a few months, sometimes a few years. During that time, besides working and studying, you are constantly thinking about your next step. Should you continue studying? Should you apply for another visa? Or should you go back home? These are huge life decisions, and one wrong move can feel like wasting years of your life. But the hardest part is that nobody can tell you which one is the right decision to make. But is that all the pressure that you carry while living in Australia? Not really, because eventually you realize something very scary. You are surrounded by millions of people, but you never felt more isolated. Research shows that 90% of international students in Australia experience from moderate to high levels of loneliness. 90%, yet nobody talks about it. You call your mom on WhatsApp and put on a big smile. Yes, mom, everything okay? Uni is good, work is good too. Meanwhile, you haven't had a real conversation with your classmates in weeks. You feel guilty for being unhappy in the first world country. So you lie and pretend that everything is fine. You tell yourself, I should be grateful. I have no right to complain. But I need you to hear this right now. Your struggles are valid. Culture shock is real. Studying and building a life in another country is incredibly hard. You are already brave to making a decision to come here. And it's okay to admit that sometimes you feel miserable. You don't have to be strong 24/7. You are a human being. Expressing your emotions to the people you love, especially your parents, is not weakness. Your parents don't measure your worth by how much money you earn or how many degrees you collect. More than anything, they just want you to be happy and genuine. Life is not about making the right decisions 100% of the time. It's about how you deal with the consequences, how you move forward, and how you grow from the experience. When I switched my course from business management to patisserie in May 2025, as I mentioned in my other videos, I felt like I was failing. I saw my friends in Vietnam already work in big four banks, the field I studied before. I saw them in nice offices, wearing suits, building corporate careers. Meanwhile, I was in kitchen learning how to bake. I questioned myself constantly. I cried. I wondered if I had made the wrong decision. But at the same time, I knew my goal, Australian permanent residency. I knew I needed to move into an industry where Australia actually needed workers. So I kept going. And today, step by step, I'm moving forward. I don't know what major you are studying, the dreams that you are chasing, but I do know one thing. Every decision feels exciting at the beginning. Then time passes, the doubt appears. You start questioning yourself and your choices. That is normal, but don't let your doubts destroy your goals. Don't let it ruin the dream that you came here for. Your family and friends back home are proud of you. You are someone that have the courage to leave home, move to another country, and building a life from zero. That takes strength, and I'm so proud of you too. Just remember this. You have to love yourself first by being your true self. You don't have to prove to the world that you are strong all the time. It's okay to admit when you are struggling, and it's okay to ask for support. At the end of the day, you know your dreams better than anyone else, and you know how hard you are working to reach them. So take care of your dreams. Fight through the loneliness. One day, when you look back, today will just be a difficult chapter in your story. A day when you allow yourself to cry and stood back even stronger. And I'm Kylie. Thank you for watching my videos. I love you guys. See ya!